Today I'm sharing with you 5 digital products that you can use to make passive income online. And the first digital product is templates. So what are templates? Templates are templated digital products. So for example, you could make a template from Notion or Asana or Photoshop or Canva. So what is a template? A template is a digital file that someone can go in and edit that's already mostly done for them, so it's going to save them a ton of time and money. So one example could be a Canva template. This could be a logo that's already made that they can go in and change the text on, or this could be a flyer that they could use for their business and change the text on that, or even website templates in Canva. Anything that's pre-made that someone can go in and edit things like the text or the colors or the design to their liking to save them a lot of time and money would be known as a template. Now, there are many different softwares where you can save these files as templates and sell them. Again, there's Canva, there's Photoshop, there's Notion, there's Asana, there's a lot of different softwares where you can take things that you've already made that are already working for you and you can sell them online as a digital product template. So how do you create a digital product template? The easiest way is to take something that's already created. So let's say you've been creating designs within Canva. What you could do is make sure that those are editable so that someone could change the text or the color or whatever components there are to their liking. And then with Canva, you could actually go file, share as a template. It'll give you a unique URL that you can then share as a template. So what happens is when someone actually buys your template, you can instantly send them that URL so they can add that template to their own Canva account to edit it to their liking. And again, you can do the same process with lots of different softwares. Any software that you're already using that you think would save people time and money if they got their hands on that specific template, then that would be a digital file template that would potentially sell very well. So how do you sell templates? Now, all the different digital products that I'm about to mention, the best way and the easiest way to sell these digital products is through your own following online. So you want to grow your own following, grow your own email list, and sell them that way. So for me, I mostly have the majority of my following on YouTube, but then I also have a 30,000 plus email list that is very active. And so how I sell my different digital products, so I'll mention my digital products on social media, like a link in the description of this video, or through different emails. And I'll say, hey, if you want to learn more from me, you can check out this digital product here, or this course here, or this membership here. And that in a nutshell is how I get sales. And in order to actually get someone to pay you, the cool thing is you can set this all up automated using a software called System.io. This is the software I use to run my entire business. And I have a link to a totally free account that you can snag in the link in the description below. And what's cool is what you can do is set up a website and some checkout pages so people can actually go find the digital product they're interested in, put in their information, put in their payment information, and once they've completed their purchase, you can set it up so that you're automatically going to email them the digital file that they just bought. Now, if you want to learn how to create and sell your very own digital products for consistent passive income, then be sure to check out my totally free on-demand training on how to do just that in the very first link in the description below this video. Okay, now we're going to move on to the second digital product, but be sure to stay around for the fifth because it's my absolute favorite and I think you're going to love it too. Okay, number 2 is a totally unique digital product that I've never mentioned before on this channel, and that is a private podcast. So what is a private podcast? Now, a private podcast is just that. It is a podcast that you need a certain code or password to access. So this is a podcast that is locked down unless people purchase it, unless you give them the code to access that podcast. So think of it kind of like a course that's audio only. And I think this is so great for the times. Everyone is so busy right now. And at the time I'm recording this, it's summer. People are even busier in summer. So I think one of the best ways you can get people to actually consume your content is with something like a private podcast, because they don't need to be watching a video. They don't need to be at their computer. They can literally be walking or driving or doing other things in their life and listening and learning via this private podcast. So how do you create a private podcast to sell? So what you want to do is use a software called Hello Audio. This allows it so that you can record audio files. You can record them on your phone, your computer, wherever you want, and you can upload them using this software to get your own private password protected podcast that you can upload these files to. So that way when somebody purchases this digital product through a checkout page, you can email them the link and the password to the private podcast so they can access their digital product via this private podcast. So this would be a great podcast for something that's audio only. So something like meditation or something educational or even something entertaining. I think this is really such an underdog digital product, and I would love to see these digital products on the rise. Me personally, I love learning the best when I'm walking or driving. So I wish there were more digital products that were private podcasts because I know that I would totally buy them. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Would you buy a private podcast digital product to either learn something or be entertained or maybe get a meditation or something like that? Let me know in the comments below. So how do you sell a private podcast? Again, with all these digital products, you're going to want to grow a following and an email list, create a website and a checkout page. And then what you could do is when someone fills that information out, you can automatically send them an email with the link to the digital product. So in this case, it would be a link to the private podcast. And what's cool is using Hello Audio, you can add this to Spotify or Apple Podcasts or all these different ones. And then there's a special password they need to access that. That way, only the people who buy it can actually access that podcast. Now, I have 3 more digital products to mention for you, but if you want my full list of all 54 different types of digital products, go in the description below this video and download it for free now. Okay, the third digital product is a training video. So what is a training video? Now, instead of building a whole course with a bunch of training videos, it would be just one training video. So you could call this a training video, you could call this a workshop, whatever works best for you. But I think a lot of times people really overcomplicate and they think they have to create a whole course or whole membership. But really, you can sell a one-off digital product that's something easy like one training video or one workshop video. And I think most people should start with something like this because it is very easy to get started with it. And you're still doing the number one thing you need to do to make money with digital products, and that is solve a pain point. And that's pretty easy to do in a training video. So depending on what you're teaching in your digital product, you might, instead of wanting a whole course or a whole membership, just want to teach it in one training video. So how do you create a training video? Now you can do this as easy as just setting up your phone and hitting record and talking to your camera, and that can be your training video. Or you could go as in-depth as creating slides in Canva and using something like Loom or Zoom to talk over those slides. Or you could go even more professional using a professional camera like this, and you could record your training that way and pay someone to edit it as well. Now, if you're a beginner to digital products, I would recommend you start with the easiest solution, which is just using your cell phone and recording a training video, because people care way more about the information side of the video than the quality it's recorded with, unless you're teaching something like video or photo or something. Okay, the fourth digital product idea is a membership. This is absolutely one of my favorites. I have my membership, Freedom Creator Club, and I plan on just continuing to go all in on this membership. I just love it so much. And if you're somebody who wants to not only make money with digital products and help people, but also have the elusive monthly recurring revenue, then I would highly recommend that you do a membership as well. So what is a membership? Essentially, it is a paid community that typically also comes with some sort of educational component. So I think of a paid community as just that. It's a community that people pay for, but I think of a membership as something that comes with the program, maybe some Q&A calls, and also a community, so all baked into one. And that's exactly what my Freedom Creator Club is. So I'm teaching people how to create and sell digital products, how to grow their followings on YouTube and grow their email list. But it also comes with a community inside of a platform called School. And then it also has the actual program and a weekly Q&A call as well. So it's a lot of things, and it is more than just paying to be part of a community. So how do you sell a membership? Well, you can sell it with just a checkout page or a sales page like the other digital products. But once you want to get a little bit more advanced and really scale it up, that's the point that I'm at with my membership. And I have built out an entire automated webinar funnel. Now, if you're a beginner, plug your ears because you don't need to do something this complicated. This has taken me years, actually a decade plus, to get to this point. But if you are someone listening to this who's advanced, what I do is I create an automated webinar funnel. So people put in their name and their email and they can watch an on-demand training. During that training, I'm teaching them lots of cool stuff. And then at the end, I mention the membership and where they can go sign up. And this will help you be able to more easily scale. So I do recommend that selling method once you're more advanced and you have consistent sales coming in and you're ready to take things to the next level. And if you want to see what an automated webinar funnel is, if you want to see it in action, you can check out my exact automated webinar funnel. It's the first link in the description below this video. Okay, I'm about to share with you the 5th digital product, but I would love if you could let me know in the comments below which of these digital products is your favorite so far. Like, which one are you like, ooh, that's one that maybe I would do, or the one that you're considering the most? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, the 5th digital product, and I have not mentioned this one on this channel ever before either, is a mini course. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I used to kind of be against mini courses. I didn't really get it. I was like, why have a mini course? Like, why not just have a course? And I thought people wanted mini courses because they were just too afraid to charge for a real course. But what I've learned is there really is a place for a course and a mini course. And what the differences really are is a course is really just a bigger version, and a mini course is typically something that you could go through really quickly, maybe in half a day or a couple hours, and it's just not as robust and you're going to charge less for it too. And I think both definitely have a time and place depending on what it is that you're teaching. If you are teaching something more robust, you're probably just going to want a regular course and to charge more for it. And if you're teaching just a little something that's kind of like a one-off smaller thing, then you could do a mini course and have it smaller and charge less for it. So for example, I'm coming out with a new digital product called my 14-day YouTube quick start. And although this is kind of a little bit more of a toolkit, it could also be seen as a mini course. So basically it's not some whole huge thing. I teach all of what I know about YouTube in Freedom Creator Club, but this is a quick start with one goal in mind, and that is posting your first or next video on YouTube to really get those people that have been putting it off or thinking about creating a channel, but they haven't actually done it. Or maybe they've posted videos in the past, but they haven't posted videos in a while. My 14-day YouTube quick start is for you. So it's a lot of done for you stuff. So we're talking thumbnail templates, we're talking banner templates for your channel, description templates, YouTube script templates, a lot of done for you stuff, but then also a couple training videos like how to find your niche, how to post your video on YouTube, things like that. So I really think of something like this more of like a mini course, or if you were to create the same digital product without any training videos, it could also be maybe called a toolkit. So really just think more of what you want to teach and what you want to help someone with, and then what type of digital product kind of fits in best with that. Now, here's how I plan to sell my 14-day YouTube quick start. And this is what I recommend for beginners. So what I'm doing is I have simply built my following. I've surveyed my following. This is something they really want. This is something they're willing to pay for. So I'm going to create that digital product, and it's very easy for me to create because I have most of it already created for my business. And a digital product that is going to do really well typically will feel that easy. If you can take something that's already working for you and just make it into a digital product, that's always going to be the best solution if that's possible. And then what I'm going to do is create a checkout page and then write a few emails that we're going to schedule to our email list. And that's it. I think a lot of times people really overthink and overcomplicate selling digital products. It really can be as simple as just creating the product, creating the checkout page, and writing some emails to your audience about why you're passionate about this and why they should purchase it, telling some stories about the thing that you're talking about. So for me, I'm going to be telling stories in the emails about how YouTube changed my life and why people should be on YouTube, and then sell them into the quick start, because I know that if they can post their first or next video, that's going to be the line between them not having success on YouTube and being successful on YouTube. Now that you know 5 digital products for content creators to make passive income online, you might be wanting to get started with the steps to create your very own digital product, but how do you do that? Well, it all starts with watching this video next here, because when you pair what you just learned with what's in this video, it's going to be way more powerful. See you in the next video.